On the show this week, we're in conversation with Champika Sayal.
I think one of the most important aspects is fitness. There seems to be some kind of a shortfall in their fitness program, mental and physical.
In news, Germany's Mars CM wins the French Open. India's Arjun Singh wins the Tamanda Championship. And golfing tips with Jeev Singh.
So I've picked a club which is a little more lofted. I take my stance, my feet pointing left, ball in the middle of my stance. I open the club face a little bit.
Good ball.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Champika.
Hi,
it's such pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
And you're looking brighter despite this really scorching sun.
Yes, I believe in dressing in good colors.
In good colors.
And lady colors.
That sort of lifts the spirit, doesn't it?
Absolutely, I agree with that. What I've seen, I play a lot with men. And when they see me well dressed, all of them change their style as well.
When you sort of begin a game like golf, back, I don't know when, the 70s?
I was, in 1971, 72.
71, 72. Where do you get the equipment from and what kind of equipment did you begin with,
I used to be like a four caddy for my father's four ball.
Okay.
And all the uncles playing. And Gulmarg, I can say something very proudly, we had nothing. I had, my father was a military attaché in Malaysia. So I had a golf set which my mother down to me. So my twin and I were given half set each. And as far as golf balls are concerned, let me tell you, I've spent hours in the little rivulets of Gulmarg.
Searching for them.
Searching golf ball. I spent hours. In fact, we grew up. Others joined us. Another very good friend of mine, Nonita Lal Qureshi. We spent time in Delhi Golf Club, spending more time in the bushes looking for lost balls than actually owning them.
Getting new ones.
Absolutely.
Practically.
There was no such theory.
Yeah.
And being an army officer's daughter, I had to rely absolute cut balls.
So interesting that you say that because, golf in the world is considered an elite game. But some of the best golfers, when they started with cut balls, few clubs, woods that might have actually had wood. As a player in Colin Montgomerie and many of these people have recounted on tea time, it's always the hard start that gives you the longest drive. We'll talk about that ahead in the show. So it's been a very interesting journey where you picked golf, but did you imagine yourself becoming the person who's heading the Women's Golf Association here in India? Did you see yourself picking up golf as a career?
Oh, never had the opportunity. In fact, I never thought about what I'm going to get from it. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody enjoys the game as much as I did while I was growing up. And I never thought about the fruits that it's going to be. And, so I'm going to the WUI Forum in China in 2000. We carried this whole, movement much further up. And by July of 2004, we knew they were going to set up a professional golf for women in India. A lot of people said it's too early, here. But we said, no, if we don't take the chance now, it's going to be, way behind other countries. So we decided to move on. We had players, 4 players, and, with great difficulty, we managed to get 6 lakhs as a prize money.
Wow.
For 4 or 5 tournaments. We had an inaugural Kutub Golf Club.
Yes.
And the thing was that I think I'll always be grateful to our first sponsors, DLF. They took the tournament on for 3 years, got it recognized by the Women's Indian Open, by the Ladies Asian Golf Tour. We proudly say that our first event, which was held in 2007 was won by Yani Singh, who became the world number one player.
That's right.
So she was the player who came there as a farmer's daughter. She couldn't even afford to stay. I'll never forget her. She couldn't afford to stay in official hotel at a subsidized price. We got her accommodation in King's Castle, with 2 other Taiwanese, and she was in a playoff. That was her turning point, and certainly the turning point of women's golf in India, because we had 2 lovely players, Irina Bra and Meghna Bal.
Didn't Irina give up her game?
No, she's given up now. She's having a baby. But at that time, she was our top amateur. So our top amateurs and Meghna Bal, who was reckoning for the national team, they were ahead of Iseng for 2 days, which was a clear indication that our girls didn't lack anything. They just needed, to be. They needed the push, and they needed a bit of, recognition in, that they could be as good as anybody in Asia.
And that's the recognition that Champika is actually at the forefront of bringing to most women golfers here in India. We will get the depth of that and see where does women golf go from here, but that'll be ahead.
One of the Japanese officials, he said, "This is how Indians play golf."
They go,
They're golf players.